my channel. So in this video I am going to solve a task, which is I have to disable a div, and the div already has, or you can say contains, two button and one input field. So I have to disable that particular div when I click on another button. Okay, so let me just show you what I mean. So firstly, I am creating a div. You can watch this video at 1.5x speed if you uh, want to save your time. Okay, so inside this div I am having two buttons. This is the first button, and same is the second one. Along with it, an input field. Okay, now uh, outside this div I am having a button. Okay, which will help me to disable this particular div. Okay, so let me just name it as b1, this as b2, and for all of these I am giving them an event handler. So when we click on this button, uh, I want to run a particular function. Okay, and same is for the button b2, and for the input I want to have an on change property. So when I change the text of the input, I want to run a function at that time. Okay, and this is the button which will help me to disable the above div. Okay, so on this I will be having a property on click. Okay, and for this I will be running a certain kind of function. Okay, so let's talk one by one. Firstly, talking about this particular button. So I am making a function which is handle click. Okay, and here I am taking the button name here as the input parameter. So since it is taking a parameter button name, so that's why I have to make an arrow function call here. Okay, I hope you are familiar with the concepts of React. So here handle click, and I will be sending the name as button b1, and same for the button b2 here, and I want to log which particular button is being clicked. Okay, so button name plus clicked, change of the input. So this dot handle change. Okay, so I want to make a function here, handle change, where I just want to console.log the value of the input field. Okay, for this I have to take the event here which is created on change and send it as the parameter to this function. All right, and take it as the params here, and a dot current target dot value, right? All right, and finally when we click on the this particular button, so I want to fire I want to basically call a function which will be uh, disabling this particular div. Okay, so the concept behind is I want to make a state here which is named as disabled. Initially its value is set to false. Okay, and when I click on this particular button, so I want to call this dot handle disable, right? Handle disable, and I just want to set the state of disabled as true, right? All right. Oh, I haven't named this particular button, so I will be naming at disable disable div, right? All right. So current scenario is uh, when I click on this particular disable div, so it will be disabling b1, b2, and this particular input field. Let me just show you what the current values are coming from, what the current values are that we are logging. So when I click on the b1, it will be logging b1 clicked, b2 clicked, and when I type any kind of input, suppose hey, okay, it is showing me error. Oh, all right. Hey, right. It is current target dot value. Okay, so it is showing me the value changes in the input field, right? So now when I click on this particular div, disable div, so it will be disabling this particular div which contains b1, b2, and input field. For uh, just giving the better view or better UI, I will be making another div, right? And set its CSS as height, suppose 100 pixel. All right, and name and just give the background color as yellow for better visibility. Okay, right, now I can see the div completely. So let me just save it out. So when I click on this particular disable div, it will be disabling these input fields, right? So now just uh, pay your attention here. Uh, so what I'm trying to do is I want to set a CSS property of this particular div that we are having, which is containing all the three elements, and I want to set it out to none. Okay, the property name is the property name is pointer events, right? And set it out to none. So if I set it out to none, I will not be able to click. Okay, as you can see, b1 is unclickable, b2 is unclickable, and I cannot click on the input field also. All right, so but I want to make this particular property true when I click on the disable div button. Okay, so for this, let me just take this condition out. Constant pointer event, let me name it as pointer event. So if this dot state dot disabled is true, then I want to set it out to none. Otherwise I want to set it out to auto. Okay, auto means the whatever the current value that we are having. Okay, so now I want to so now I have conditionally rendered it. So I want to set this particular property here. Okay, which will be right here. Okay, this is the pointer event. All right, so let me just refresh it out and also give a console log here so that I can get notification that my button is disabled or the div is disabled. Okay, so currently I can see I can click on any of the input fields or the buttons, but as soon as I click on disabled div, okay, so it is showing me the message disabled, and now I am unable to change their values or click on them. All right, so this is the final conclusion. Also, if you want the pointer, as you can see, the pointer is coming out a little bit like an arrow here. So if you want to make a better view of or you can say the better UI, so we should have the cursor, uh, we should set the cursor of it. Okay, uh, of this particular div, that means that we have to set the property of the div here. Okay, so which property I'm talking about is, it is the cursor and not allowed. Okay, so not allowed basically look like this. We are having an arrow along with the not allowed symbol. Okay, so I also want this property to be conditionally rendered, so I am putting it out here. uh, Cursor not, okay, and this dot state dot disabled. If it is true, then not allowed, otherwise just remain an empty string. Okay, and here I want to set this value as cursor not allowed, right? Let me just refresh it out. So now I can see I can click type input. As soon as I disable div, I cannot type anything, and now the cursor option is also changed to um, not allowed. Okay, so this is how you can make the task. Okay, so finally, if you like this video, please click on the like button, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more development videos and interesting tasks like this. Okay, so see you in the next video. Bye.